I went to a local Pentecostal church where I grew up. I knew of God, but I didn't know him. Even before I believed in God, preachers would tell me about the call on my life into church leadership.
Growing up in Germany, I often thought of mission and ministry. I spent my younger years trying to figure out where God wanted to place me.
As the daughter of vicar, you never really settle in one place. Moving around from Israel to Norway, I spent my early years living all across the world.
After finishing school, I spent a year in England studying the Bible, trying to learn what this looked like.
At 17, I had personal issues that were bigger than I could handle. At the end of myself, I prayed, God, if you're there, you need to fix this. You're the God of my parents, so you must be mine.
On a mission trip in Zambia, I finally experienced the love of God for myself. Everything went from judgment to freedom because of Jesus.
Over recent years, I've been learning about God's love for people, both for myself and others. God wants us fully as we are.
Being at home with 4 young daughters, I found myself longing with a love for God and a love for the local church.
I was hesitant to follow the ordination route, but knew that becoming an ordained deacon was for me. People need Jesus, and people need hope, and I knew God could use me for that, building bridges between the church and the people who need it.
It was while I was on holiday actually, on a balcony in Rhodes. I felt God speak to me and said, "It's time, I need you to get back into this." This reignited the call on my life into church leadership and ultimately into ordination.
From my tradition, it wasn't an option for women to lead a church. I found myself saying, I could have done that if I were a man. Then out of the blue, I felt this call to ordination. How do you say no to God?
I'm excited to meet people and share God's love, to tell them God cares for them as whole human beings and showing them the love of Jesus.
As a deacon, I hope that I get to preach the gospel and people can know God through it. Not just for a moment, but the joy, peace and life in abundance of following Jesus.
I had to surrender everything I knew to God and trust that the God who called me to something is the only one who can get me to it.